Hello Internet and welcome back to my Sky Island playthrough. We were a bit flustered in the last episode, didn't really know what we were doing, so coming in with a plan today. It is after midnight unfortunately, so we're probably not going to go on an expedition right away, but that is mainly our plan. We need to keep going on expeditions, we need to keep gathering materials for upgrades. So one of the first things I was thinking about is that we are still wearing a Kevlar vest, and we had talked about changing out to the rigid chest plate previously, so I thought we would take a look at those side by side just to get an idea of which would be better here. It looks like we have a random pile of warp shards. Do we have any in our inventory? We don't, so that's okay. And where is my armor pile? I think it's in the corner over here somewhere. Actually, ballistic vest. No, we're looking for the hard chest guard. So let's pick that up and have a look at these two items side by side. Because the rigid chest plate's going to have a lot better, like, bash protection and stuff. Obviously, the Kevlar is much better in terms of... Where the hell is this? Chest. It's going to have better ballistic protection, but that's not something we really actually need very much. So let's have a look here. Encumbrance is 4 versus 3. Obviously not a big deal. Breathability is 0 on the chest guard, so I guess that means we would sweat more, things like that. And then, unfortunately, we have this difficult to read... armor segment. I never did really learn how to read these very well. So it looks like it's 95% coverage. Okay, let's think about this. Okay, the upper torso, so it's just that section of the armor, and this one only covers the torso, so it doesn't cover upper and lower, or is that just both combined? I don't know. But okay, so basically, right, if I understand this right, it's 100% synthetic fabric, which means no matter what, it will hit that material. But that material has very low protection values, which we see on the left here, 0.44 protection, 0.44. And that's just because that's fabric. And then there's a 95% chance it'll hit the ballistic Kevlar. Am I understanding that correctly? So it would be 95% chance of hitting that. And that's like a 4-point reduction, 6-point reduction. And then, of course, really good ballistic protection. Okay. And then it covers the lower torso as well. So this only covers the torso, but it's much better bash and cut protection. Obviously the ballistic is worse. The pierce is about the same. And then acid and environmental. So this is better, right? Is what I'm getting out of this. It is larger, it's 7 liters, weighs slightly less. I think we're gonna switch to this just because at this stage of the game, we're very unlikely to get shot by anyone, but we are pretty likely to get bounced around in melee and possibly just get battered by zombies. So I think we will swap out the Kevlar vest. I don't know if this is a good idea. Obviously, you're watching this, you can hit me up in the comments. Oh, excuse me, got a hiccup. You can hit me up in the comments if I'm making a horrific mistake here. You're wearing rigid armor with that has pockets for armor until hard armor is inserted. Until hard armor is removed, inserting plates on these locations will be disabled. Sure. Okay. So that's fine. And I think we talked about cooking in the last episode. We never did. We're hungry. We're thirsty. So I think the chest guard is fine. We should favorite that so we don't lose that anywhere. Let's have a look at what else we're wearing. Hiking backpack, always good. Face shield, we don't really care. The binoculars are getting damaged. So unfortunately, if you keep the binoculars on your person, they can be struck by attacks. So like if we have them in our inventory, they take up inventory space, but they function the same whether they're worn or in the inventory. But in the inventory, they're safe. And if you wear them, they can actually get struck by damage and potentially destroyed. So I'm not sure if these are damaged because they were always damaged or if they're damaged because we have been taking blows to the binoculars, which would be bad. Now, I do know we have a backup pair because we got it was for one of our crafts. We may have used it at this point. No, we do have another pair of binoculars and they look like they're in good condition. So why don't we swap out the damaged pair for a good pair? So we'll pick up, in fact, we have 2 extra pairs, so we will wear those instead. And we'll step away to make sure we get the ones we picked up in our inventory. Okay, so gear-wise, we're okay. And then around the base, what I was thinking we would do is set up some shelving units. Now, I've been playing this game for years and years at this point. I started back in like 0.C when that stable was still around. It must have been 6 years, 7 years at this point that I've been playing the game. And historically, we never made furniture. Back in the day, we didn't even have the zone manager tool. We would just, drop stuff on piles in our base and that was it. Well, now with the cramp changes where we were trying to make it so that like if you crawl over like a pile of stuff, you'll be cramped and uncomfortable and it'll be hard to move around, things like that. We wanted to, kind of incentivize using shelving units and things like that. And unfortunately, we actually don't have very many in the game. I know we have the bookshelf. No, the bookshelf. Oh, just not working? Bookshelf? No. Why? Is it 2 words? No. What's going on? I know we have a bookshelf. Shelf? We can build a warehouse shelf. I know for a fact I thought we could make bookshelves. So you're telling me the only shelf you can build in this game is made out of pipes and metal? You can't make a bookshelf out of wood? That can't be correct. How is that right? Let's go over to furniture. I really don't want to search through these one at a time. That would be very boring. I can make a pile of leaves. Fantastic. Yeah, build bookcase. Oh, it's a bookcase, not a bookshelf. Gotcha. Okay, so it requires nails, wooden panels, planks, which we do have enough of. I don't know what the storage is on a bookshelf, so it might be a lot lower. Obviously, like the warehouse shelves are huge shelf units and are designed to store quite a lot of stuff. But I think we want to build a bookcase. Now, I know we have nails. I'm not sure why they're not down here in crafting range, because I know we've been picking them up as we sort of went. We might have used them all for, now that I think about it, we might have used them all for construction upstairs to expand our base and things like that. I really thought we had more nails though, so let's have a look. Okay, so we do see more. 5 tiles to the east. Looks like we brought them upstairs for crafting. So we'll grab our nails, we'll head back down, and I think we'll build a bookshelf. Obviously, realistically, we need a lot of shelving units in order to store all of our stuff. And again, also a problem is that the bookshelves are impassable, so we can't actually move through them. So we can't just slap down a bookshelf like right in front of the door, right? The obvious, use for a bookshelf would be for books. So why don't we just build one and get an idea of what this looks like in terms of storage. Bookcase. So we'll build a bookcase and we'll build that right here to the north. Finish construction bookcase. So what is your storage? We can't see. Why don't we drop some books onto it, pick everything up. Some items were not picked up. Yeah, we have too many books to actually pick them all up. So we'll just drop these for now into the bookshelf and drop into the bookcase. Okay, so can we see the storage? No. How do I know? If we go to pickup menu, we can't see the volume storage of the bookshelf itself. We only see the storage of our inventory. So maybe it's just the same storage amount as a tile on the floor. Because if we look here, you'll see there's like no storage listed here. But if we look at something like the stove, you'll see it has a storage of 50 liters. Maybe it's just because that's a vehicle part and the shelf is not. I don't know. Maybe we can just fit like an infinite amount. Oh, here we can see it. Okay, so it can store 2,000 liters as opposed to the concrete floor, which can store 1,000 liters. So it's actually an improvement, although this says there's nothing on it. Why does it say there's, oh, because it has a filter. Get rid of the filter. So we're using 59 liters of 2,000 liters. So this is an improvement just in terms of space as well. Obviously, we're never going to get 2,000 liters of books. Just seems very impossible. But that bodes well for something like our pantry, right? Where we can put something like just store a huge amount of food items, things like that. So let's remove the book pile and we'll add, oh, this is the broken menu. Yeah, so I don't know what these options are. Long activity, food, supply. So if I search for book, can I do this? And then we need to remove the manuals as well and add another one for manuals. So if we look for manual, okay, and we add that as well. Martial arts? No, we don't want martial arts. We want regular manuals. So we'll add another. This is hard. Weirdly, it's difficult to do things when you can't see them. So let's look for manual again. It must be the top option here. And we'll make that group as well. And we'll save that. So now we have a bookcase for storing our books. Obviously, I would like a lot more shelving units. I don't think we're going to have the materials to make a whole bunch of them currently. But it's something, I guess. And honestly, I would like to move the stove to where the brazier is and see about setting that up, but I don't think we have extension cords. Extension. So we do have extension cords. You know what? It's not very important. Well, you know what? We'll take down the bridge. I don't care. Let's do this. A badly burned stick. No, I don't think we're gonna need that. How are you doing, internet? Everybody good? Everybody good out there? You know, I don't want to ramble about health stuff anymore, so let's figure something else out to talk about. Why do I have a line? What is this? At the very bottom of my screen, I have a little line of text that I can't quite read. Or maybe it's just, I don't know. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, they're moving the GUI around. It's kind of messing with the screen, I guess. I don't know. I haven't changed my renderer or anything in a really long time. Maybe it has something to do with that. All right, let's unplug our disconnect, and then actually we have to convert this back into an item. No, we can drag. Well, we can't drag this because there's crap in the way. Can we drag it up this way? And no, they drag kind of weird. Yeah. Okay, well, at least it didn't insert the items into the oven as we dragged over them, which was my concern here. And unfortunately, like we talked about before, the rotation of the sprites, we can't really, you know, change the rotation of the sprites. So it's just going to be sort of an awkward north-facing stove here, I think. But we can now use the extension cord. How do we do this? Apply extension cord. Extension. Attached to vehicle controls of the oven. And then we'll just plug that into the battery here. I think we activate it again to do this. Attach loose end to the battery. You connect the oven and the box battery charger with the extension cord. How are our batteries doing, by the way? We haven't looked at this in a while. 9,000 charge out of 10,000. So that drain of the freezer is going to hurt us overnight as the solar panels aren't producing power, but I think that's okay. So we've moved that around. We're going to leave the freezer where it is. I guess we'll build another bookshelf for, well, I mean, I guess we can for the food just to have, because we do end up with a large volume of food as we go, because there's a lot of like liter jars and things like that. If we have a look here, the northwest floor currently only contains 70 liters of food. Really? I thought we had a bunch of 3-liter glass jars. I guess I haven't been picking them up because space is such a concern with the Sky Island. Okay. I mean, so maybe not a bookshelf. I really thought we would spend the episode making shelves, but I guess that's not what we're gonna do. So let's eat and drink because we're thirsty and hungry. I guess we should cook something. This is the same thing we did yesterday where I was like, oh, we should just cook something. Why don't we finish off that burdock since we have burdock? Actually, we made Spam. I think we opened a can of Spam. So why don't we use up that Spam before that stuff goes bad? And you know what? We'll just, I made one instead of batch crafting. Of course I did. So we'll just repeat that craft. We'll eat another one here because we don't want an open jar, you know, an open can of Spam going bad. So we'll eat some Spam. And then we will have a sip of clean water, if I can remember where our water pile is, or our drink pile is. And I see we have sparkling water. We do need mineral water for one of our crafts, which is not great, because we haven't found that at all. I'm not sure where we get that. But let's just have a look here. Our vitamins reset because it's after midnight, so why don't we have some fruit juice, pineapple juice, something like that to get some vitamins in us. We'll just drink some fruit juice here. Plenty of vitamin C, little iron, no calcium. So let's pop up here and take a multivitamin. All right, and then we're pretty good on that front. Someone did say you can set up a stereo system to play music through your power grid instead of using your MP3 all the time. I don't think we ever brought back a stereo system, so I'm not sure that we can actually do that. So I think we'll just continue relying on the MP3 player for the time being, because our focus is really bad currently. And then since we're killing time because it's nighttime and we kind of want to wait to go on an expedition, why don't we raise our electronic skill, I guess, is one we're going to want to do eventually here. And it's not really something that's a priority currently. We don't have anything that we necessarily want to craft right now that requires electronics, but it's a good skill to have. And we do have a book here, What's a Transistor? It looks like the shortest read time, so I guess we'll read What's a Transistor, and we'll stop. We'll go over to, like it says, it's difficult for you to see fine details right now. Reading will take longer than usual. That's because we're in the dark, so we're going to move over here and we're going to read. We also want a chair as well, but I think that's something we'll probably bring back from down below instead of crafting one ourselves. So if you bring back an armchair, you read in an armchair, it's better for your weariness, it's more comfortable for your character, that kind of stuff. You learn a little about electronics. That's really slow going. Why is that so slow? You learn a little about electronics, 15%, 12%, and it's been 3 hours and we're only 15%. Why is that so slow? Because it was a faster book. Is my intelligence is okay. Focus is okay. Practical skill level 1, theoretical 2, learning bonus 200%. I'm not sure why that's so slow, but I guess it doesn't matter because, like I said, we're just killing time until we go on our next expedition. Oh, what can we talk about, internet? I don't know. I was just thinking about Elon Musk. Is that weird to just randomly think about Elon Musk? I think he might be the least self-aware person on this entire planet. That's kind of sad, right? Like, do you remember, like, we might have talked about this before. Do you remember, like, 20 years ago, everyone thought Elon was going to be, like, the savior of the human race? Like, I don't know if people remember it. I feel like at this point, we're all so mad at him, it's hard to remember him as anything but this kind of fumbling moron that's, like, ruining everything for everyone. But, like, 20 years ago, everyone was like, yeah, this guy is, like, oh, he's going to change the world. He's, like, working on electric vehicles. He's talking about, like, space as, like, an actual human endeavor instead of being, like, this weird thing that governments just sort of go out into and we don't actually, like, collaborate and you know, there's no private industry in it. So it's, like, a lot of limitations on budgets and things like that. And so people had this idea of, like, oh, this guy's going to come and shake everything up, and, like, liberals loved him. They were like, oh, this guy's actually concerned about, like, global warming and making electric vehicles. And then you fast forward like 20 years into the future and he's like, he named his kid like X whatever, like just no self-awareness of how that's going to affect that child for the rest of their life. He's ruined Twitter completely, that everyone hates it now, and just completely, it's just bots and porn all the time now. You know, he constantly talks about free speech while censoring free speech. He's just such a bizarre man. And I feel like, I don't know, I look back and I'm like, I can't believe people thought he was going to like do anything. Like, it's so bizarre because he's just like a billionaire asshole, and everyone was like, yeah, he could make huge changes, he could really change the world. And it's like, nah, he's just a billionaire, you know, doesn't know what he's doing. Carried a sink into Twitter HQ because he's a moron. All right, so we're going to go on an expedition. I'm not sure what we're looking for exactly. I guess we're primarily focused on backpacks at this point. If we look for, because we want that, the backpacks are for the next, what the hell is a flotation stone? Smooth world stone, cool and dry. When you take your hand off of it, your skin is perfectly dry. If you activate it, you will be able to walk on the surface of water for 3 minutes. That's pretty cool. I have no idea why I would need this exactly, but sure, that's interesting. But no, the upgrade we're looking for, I believe, is for the longer expeditions, which requires granola mineral water. That's right, because we saw we couldn't craft granola or mineral water, so I don't know how you get those things. I guess vending machines, but vending machines were just nerfed into the ground where they don't really spawn anymore, and they don't have a lot of stuff in them. So I don't know how we get that. So maybe that's not the priority today. Maybe we should just focus on like basements and roofs again. We still need items from basements to get the basement locator, and we need the same thing for rooftops. We need to start exploring rooftops to try and find like those golf rooftop things and step ladders and all that kind of crap that we need. So maybe that's a priority. I also don't think finding a retractable telescope is very easy, but maybe that's like a special location on a roof that is pretty common. Let's do a quick save and we'll head down. Do we have anything? Let's just do a quick cursory glance at our inventory. We look pretty all right. Yeah, let's just go on an expedition. Oh, this menu's broken too. Well, we'll be close together. Good chance to quick. I assume this is the short, usually means landing. That must be the field one, and then it should zap us down. Okay, so yeah, the broken menus maybe are going to be a problem. So this is maybe the worst spawn we've ever had. And you can tell because there's about 70 zombies on the road to our east. So we see 3 feral humans, 2 chipmunks, 12 zombies, zombie cop, 2 fat zombies, firefighter zombie, decayed zombie, SWAT zombie, 4 tough zombies, acidic zombie, 2 zombie children, and probably a lot more. So let's have a look at our monster list. Yeah, so where am I? We don't know. We've never been here before. A public space and a house. So none of that really explains why there would be like a million zombies here. And then a crater, obviously we don't, I don't care about the crater. And we are just fully in a place we've never been. So that's interesting. You know, a lot of our previous expeditions, we kept landing in the same place, which is nice because then we have an idea of where we're going. But it's also bad because we know, like, oh, we've explored here, or there were a lot of zombies here, or we knew there are no vehicles there, that kind of stuff. So it's like a fresh start. But we're in a really not good spot. Thank goodness for our invisibility, that we're invisible for like 60 seconds or whatever. To the west, there's like 10 of them. It's to the east here that's like the really scary thing. Just ferals, headless zombies, fat zombies, regular zombies. So I'm not sure where they all came from. Maybe it's just them being spawned on the road. It looks like they've smashed up a building. Maybe this one spawned with a lot of enemies. I'm not sure. And then the public spaces used to be, years ago, the parks and stuff would have like 50 zombies in them, but that's been, reined in over the years, thank God. So I don't think they came from there. It looks like maybe they just spawned on the road here. So probably this indicates there's a town right near us. And once we move, we'll get our binocular vision, so we'll see a little bit more. I think let's take a step. Yeah, no, I see a million zombies, I know. So let's take a step so but binoculars did not activate. Let's try again. Force of explosion. Okay, so us spawn, that's right as well, forgot to mention that. When you spawn or teleport really close to a crater, the crater doesn't actually exist in the map initially. It spawns a bomb, and that bomb explodes that creates the crater. And if you teleport over to it, or you're moving too quickly through the map or whatever, or in our case, we spawned here because we zapped down from the island, you actually can see the bomb explode. So that's why we got these messages about a bomb exploding here. Force of the explosion damages several items, destroys the casing, destroys gravel, sharp rock, etc. So that, I assume, is why that exploded. I'm not sure why our binocular vision's not updating. I'm a little concerned about that because we need some indicator of which direction we should be heading. Let's have a look at our map. Zombies this expedition, warp draining horde. Let's look at where the exit point is. Current target, is this the exit? So our exit is to the northwest. I think we should, like, just with no vision, we have no idea what the safest direction is. Obviously, we don't want to go east. So I guess we'll just head south. And I think we're going to run just to put a little extra distance in the time that we have to be invisible away from those zombies. Another explosion. Now we can switch to walking. Did our vision? Okay, finally our vision triggered. So we can see, oh man, we have to go over a bridge to get there, which is bad because we have no idea what's on the other side. Or if there are barricades or tons of zombies or what. What is this? You have no idea. Okay, so I forgot about this as well. There was a recent change where now, when you're on the map screen, you actually can't see a lot of stuff until you get closer. So what we see here are a bunch of zeros, or O's, I guess, that we have no idea what is here. And if we look up here, it just says of what is here. Obviously, this display is messed up as well. So we don't know what these are. I don't know, are these buildings? Is this a city? Is this just like some kind of landmark? I have no idea, and we won't know until we get close. Up here we see it just says large buildings, so we don't actually know what that is, but this is alarming because this is where we have to go to cross to our exit point. So I actually think our priority here is to ignore looting and secure our way to our extract, because if we can't get to extract, then the run is lost anyway. So I think that has to be like our main priority, because it might take us hours to clear to get through there or whatever. So we can't actually see what is in the town. These are all just blacked out buildings that we won't know until we get close. We see some parks, some houses, obviously not, high tier loot locations or anything like that. I want to circumvent the craters, and we're going to head to the bridge to try and secure a way through. And if we can't, well, I don't know what we'll do. I guess we'll have to there's no alternative. That's the way we have to go. So that needs to be a priority, I think, to spend our time wisely and head in that direction. Swimmer zombies. Yeah, it looks like, I don't know what. Let's just continue kind of being careful. Another huge horde of zombies. Actually not that big, I guess. And they do look like standard zombies. There's nothing like super scary or upgraded. Still a problem. I'm worried that this is a whole town over here, and we're not going to know it until we get close. So I guess we just need to move this way. Another huge group of zombies. Man, I don't know. Did something change with the spawns? Or am I just unlucky today? Because this is a lot. Like in our brief, 3 minutes of existing on this area, we've seen like 90 zombies probably. 90 is an exaggeration, I guess, but it's a lot. All right, so this is a town, Winooski, and a gun store would be nice. We do have a acetylene torch to cut in, but again, our priority has to be getting over the bridge and seeing if we can actually make it over the bridge. God, I kind of like that we can't see far away. I like that we can tell that there's a building there, but we don't know what that building is until we get close. Because that's how it obviously is in real life. You might see like a building in the distance. You don't know it's a gun shop or whatever. But I also kind of hate the unknown of it. Because like this is the first time I felt like, oh, we really have to cross this bridge to be safe. And not being able to see what's over there is a little nerve-wracking. See American crows, grappler zombies. Man, there's just so many zombies. Just keep heading in this direction. We have a body drop. Anything on you? Not really. Multivitamins. We do need more vitamins, so we'll grab those while we're here. I don't know, internet. I was just going to talk about Elon Musk being a big dummy, but now I'm like, I don't know what to do for this escape here. This could be a problem. There's just so many Z's. So many Z's. Look at this. This little town has like 6 different hordes. What is this? Baseball field? No, those also have huge hordes last I checked. We don't want to go over there. A land center? Do those still exist? Probably, I guess. My brain says head north. Oh, it's an office tower. There's going to be so many in there too. Ooh, okay, this is tough. We have to get over this bridge. I guess we had, we saw a bunch of zombies over here by the crater. Small cemetery. I guess we'll head over there and try to come at it from the north, because coming from the south we got like 6 hordes in the streets here, which we just can't deal with. I guess we could try to secure a vehicle would be the smart thing, because if we secured a vehicle we could just run them over or escape around them, and if we trigger the alarm on the gun shop we could draw a lot of them away. Maybe would be something we could do. Let's head to the gun shop. Let's just peep and see what we can see. We see a fish. Hello, fish. You're a brook trout. It's a shame that you're stuck in this tiny puddle of a little puddle here, pond, whatever. Zapper zombie. We're insulated with the bat, so I'm not worried about that. I guess we can use the gun shop as a distraction. I don't know. I'm nervous. Get this tough zombie. We can fight it kind of in the water here. No, don't leap in the water. We don't want that. We want them in the water to slow them down. Okay, so that's one thing. I guess our socks are gonna get wet. Who cares? So we'll head up here. Oh, we are pulling something. What are you? Hello. You're a fox. Hello, fox. The omnivorous canine and largest of the true foxes, it is a wily hunter with combative, suspicious temperament. I mean, that's like the ideal person to be combative and suspicious, right? That's like cynicism rules. Okay, so there's a lot of them over here. We got some ferals. Yeah, that baseball diamond is just like, last I checked, they spawn way too many enemies. So that, it complicates things. Everything is so complicated right now. So many zombies. I'm a bit at a loss here. Let's peek in the windows and see what we would even loot. Caseless, smokeless, gunpowder. I don't know if there'd be stuff in these lockers. I don't really want to cut the windows because it's going to set off the alarm before we really get through and we could be overwhelmed. Looks like the back door is actually open. So never mind, I guess. This is just easy to walk in here. Hand crank charger, no, those are useless. We're never going to use those. Herbal tea, Necco wafers. Yeah, exactly what I expect in a gun shop is nothing. Of course, this is an ongoing issue. We've talked about gun shops many times about how they are not really set up to be properly lootable. There's been huge debates over should they all be looted, should they be destroyed. There was a time when they just put everything in a safe as though that for some reason, come on hummingbird, I need to get down this hallway, please. Thank you. There was a time people were like, oh, well, they wouldn't have anything because they'd all be looted. And then people were like, oh, we'll put all the bullets in a safe for some reason, even though, it's a gun shop that would have literally like tens of thousands of rounds in it. And why would they put them all in a safe and etc. So now that we're up front, we actually do see some guns. So that's nice. I'm mostly was interested in magazines and ammunition. So I see a lot of casings. I'm not sure why a gun shop would sell casings. specifically. I don't think most people make their own ammo, do they? That's like a more specialized thing. We do want some like earplugs and stuff. We'll grab those. MREs, of course, pretty nice to have. A few gun mods we're probably not ever going to use. A few books as well. Looks like we have all those books already. More like smokeless powder and stuff. So correct me. Some of you are going to be gun nuts. I'm not a gun guy. Some of you will know a lot better than me. Does a gun shop generally have like just gunpowder and like bullet pullers and hand presses and stuff in it? Or is that like specialty? I just imagine that specialty equipment you would have to like order special, because the majority of people who go in a gun shop, they're there to buy a gun or bullets, right? Or rounds or whatever they're called. They're not going in like, the average person's not going in like, yeah, give me, 4,540 portions of smokeless rifle powder, man. Like, that's not what they're there for. So I'm a little surprised by this, but thankfully, like, and the casings too, I just don't understand that. But thankfully, this is like one of the more unlooted gun shops. So this is a really cool find. And I'm really glad to see that, because last time I had played, pretty much every gun shop was worthless, and that's very upsetting to constantly have to deal with that. So what I think we're going to do here is call the episode, and then in the next episode we will go through and see what our loot is, and then I'm really skeptical we can get over this bridge. Maybe if we cut into this safe and find like 1,000,000 rounds of ammunition, we could just shoot our way through and we'll figure it out as we go. But we really need to get across that bridge and up to extract, and I think this bridge is going to be like a horrific choke point that we're going to struggle with. So we have a lot of work ahead of us, but that gun shop is pretty sweet to get in a gun shop. Honestly, I did not expect the door to be open, and I didn't expect it to have as much stuff. So that's pretty great. For now, everyone, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I, of course, will be back in the near future with more content, and I'll see you next time.